Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I'm going to be interviewing one of the team from a smart contract platform that actually preceded Ethereum. This was the first smart contract platform going. And I'm going to be finding out what's happening. They have some really, really exciting developments. The price has increased 10 times in the last few weeks or so. So please stay all the way through this video so you know what's going on. Guys, take a look at Token Metrics. I've been using their Trader Weekly Index for low cap coins on Binance, where they've been getting these sorts of returns, 426% since they started this index in the beginning of February. This dark blue line shows the return on Bitcoin. Had you invested in Bitcoin over the last week? And this is the return that I've been getting over the last week using the Trader Weekly Index for low cap coins on Binance. Affiliate link in the description below. This is my BitTube channel. Please come and subscribe to me on BitTube, censorship resistant platform. You can also find me on Odyssey, Library, and BitTube. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, and join my official Telegram announcements channel. All the links in the description below. Hey, Oliver, thank you so much for making yourself available. You are one of the developers at Burstcoin.
Yep.
And do you want to say just a teeny weeny bit about Burstcoin?
Yeah. So I think most important thing you already mentioned. So Burstcoin exists since 2014. So you call this sometimes an OG, original gangster. It's an altcoin, Genesis block, no pre-mining, so fully decentralized open source community. This is practically what we are, but there are kind of unique features. And one of the most compelling things is that we have a consensus. It's called proof of capacity. So you don't mine with big hardware setups. So you can use normal stuff and using hard drives. So you make a one-time computation and store the hashes on your hard drive. And during the real mining process, you just read that out. And the idea is like the more disk space you have plotted, so that's what we call that, like formatted for that. So the higher the chances that you can be a successful miner on that. This is the basic principle of that. And also you mentioned the features we have. We have a smart contract engine, which was before Ethereum, and it's Turing complete. And we had, in the last years, we had some pretty heavy evolvement of that. So it developed to something greater. You can write them now with Java syntax. And there seems there's something upcoming with C-like syntax. So you write your smart contracts in a better, for developers in a more usable way. So, and there are a lot of other features of that, but it's an entire platform and not only a coin.
Yes.
Sums all up.
Yes. Now you said it's CPU mineable, right? But it's kind of different because it doesn't use a lot of electricity. It's a green, it's an environmentally friendly.
Yeah. When I explain this in layman terms, this is like if you compare this, for example, with proof of work, which is, for example, Bitcoin uses, then you have each block, you have this brutal computation you have to do there because you're just like trying to crack a hash. This is what you're trying to do on the proof of work. On Burstcoin, it's a little bit different. So you have a one-time computation, and these hashes that you store inside your disks, and when the real mining process over the lifetime, let's say that, when you run your miners, you just like have the reading operations on top of your hard drives. It depends a little bit how many hard drives you plotted and how you have it, but you can imagine that this is a very different way to mine, and in terms of energy footprint, this is by dimensions lower than any proof of work consensus. And this is one of the biggest advantages. And if you think a little bit about the last climate change discussions, I think this is something that is coming up. Many people are discussing the energy consumption of major coins, and there's where we can shine. Yeah, this is one of the most interesting features right now, I think so, besides the smart contract.
And anybody can mine it using, like, yeah, I say mine it on any laptop or anything?
Yeah.
PC? Okay, great.
And there's something I want to say here. It's like I had a mining rig a few years ago. I disabled that for moving over to development, and I figured out that's more interesting for me. But what I have done right now, I just ordered a Raspberry Pi, a small one, Model 4, and I will resurrect my mining rig because of the new stuff that's coming, which we are talking about right in a few minutes. And I just want to let this clear. I will mine with my Raspberry Pi.
Okay, very good. Well, okay, we should talk about that a little bit more, right? But in this video, we're going to be talking about some major developments, new exciting news that's happening with Burstcoin. But first, I just want to say Burstcoin is one of the members of the Blockchain Privacy, Security, and Adoption Alliance. Now, there are 8 other members, and I'm going to have a go, see if I can remember all of them. Pirate Chain, Sentinel, Ether One, Turtle Network, Komodo, Dragon Chain, BitTube, and finally, Ergo Platform. Very good. Okay, so as a member of bpsaa, what difference has that made to Burstcoin?
Well, bpsaa is a project which is about just made this first anniversary. So it's 1 year of work, of collaborative work between all these platforms. And we had already, I think we increased already our reach because we are just like supporting us each other. And we have this interesting, from my perspective, I have this interesting context with the people over there from Pirate Chain and Turtle Network, for example, which I'm more interacting with them. I knew Crypto Rich because of the bpsaa. And yeah, I see that there's a steady interest reach and all that. For me, it's interesting because I can study the other techs and technologies and getting a closer contact with all the people there. So right now I mentioned Turtle. I worked a little bit for them to help them out on a new feature on their platform there. It's not 100% finished, but yeah, we're working on that. And this is like, I think this is what satisfies me, what I think is cool. And we have these weekly meetings all together. It's a bigger community right now. It's not only on echo chamber on Burst. So we're just growing, and this is the most, I think, fascinating feature I see for myself particularly.
Fabulous, fabulous. And I know one of the things that all those projects are collaborating together in terms of their different exchanges. So Burstcoin has its own DEX, BT DEX, and non-custodial DEX, and the other BPSA coins and tokens are being integrated onto BT DEX, and Pirate Chain R is already listed on that. And the other thing that I noticed about the bpsaa projects is their coins and tokens are pumping, including Burstcoin. Burst is bursting.
A little bit, yeah. I just had a look right now. There's a dip, but that's just natural. This is organic. This is okay.
Very good. Now, one of the reasons when a coin, or this is a coin, when a coin goes up in value is in anticipation of some new development. Now, I hear there's something very, very new and exciting happening with Burstcoin. Do you want to let us know what that is?
Yeah. So, which is something we call that right now Signum. So this is the name for our hard fork that's coming up. So this week, we put the newest version of our node software into the mainnet after weeks and months of testing. And what we're doing is like the major protocol change since the beginning of the project. So as I mentioned in the beginning, that we use a concept called proof of capacity. And now we're making something that we call a proof of capacity or proof of commitment, which we call POC+. That means that beside the mining rig or the hardware mining, like using a hard drive and all that, we give the possibility that you can multiply your mining power by staking. So what we're doing is like we're combining hard disk mining with staking, with a POC, with a POS, literally like that. Mm-hmm. And that means that even small miners, that I said in the beginning, I disabled my mining rig, but because of that new feature, I see potential for me to have another additional earnings, and using a low voltage computer, like I said, a Raspberry Pi, and staking, so I can really increase my mining power, and my probably 16 terabyte rig can be 8 times of this in mining power. So if I stake the value of that, and this is something that is very apparently the reactions on this are really positive by the miners, and we did this decision because we saw a kind of centralization in certain regions of the world in terms of mining, because there in certain regions the hardware is more affordable, and people it starts to agglomerate, and it's all coming together, and then there are kind of people mining with petabytes. So this is not affordable for me as a normal being. And I said, okay, I cannot afford a petabyte of hard disk space. And so we said, no, we have to do something that we can give them back and decentralize a little bit more the mining stuff. So we see that, for example, Bitcoin, we know of these huge mining farms and energy costs. So in certain regions of the world, it's more attractive to mine. So, and we're trying to steer a little bit against that that way and trying to re-decentralize the original idea. And this is the main feature. There are a lot of other improvements, and I'm not sure if you let me the time to go fastly over that list.
Yeah, let's go over them. Just on the, so you're adding a proof of stake element to it, and you call it proof of commitment. But won't that lead to centralization? Because if someone's got 1 million burst coin over here, and someone else has only got 10.
Well, I thought this initially also, but there's this all relative. For example, if somebody somebody who has a huge mining rig, then he has to pay for the terabyte he has in his mining rig proportionally to the person which has not. Of course, his mining power will be still a little bit bigger, but to multiply his mining rig power, he has to pay a bunch of more money or burst or stake burst than, for example, myself, which is going to enter this with 10 terabyte. Because we say, okay, we have a kind of calculation that says that your commitment has to be, this is calculated over the network. I can't give any value right now for that because it's not activated the features right now. So we need to see how this balance that. But we can assume, for example, if you say that, no, you need at least 100 burst per terabyte. So when I stake, for example, with my 10 terabyte rig, only 1,000 burst, then I'm on factor 1. If I put 8 times more, 8,000 burst on this, then I'm on factor 8. So my 10 terabyte rig will turn into an 80 terabyte rig.
Right.
Okay. But when there's somebody with that 1 petabyte, so then he has to pay proportionally much, much more on that. So he has more investment to give. Of course, finally he will have this. But in the end, he's just like, so his commitment is harder for him to have like the same proportion of that. So that's the idea, not that this centralizes anymore, but this is the theory. We have to see this in the practice. But we got a lot of feedback from certain and really technical people who said like, it seems like a smart solution.
Yeah. Okay, very good. All right, thank you for clarifying that. Now you're going to rattle through some of the changes that are coming through. Let's go through those.
First of that, so when we're talking about the hard fork, the Signum hard fork, we call this. So this, as I said, we launched already the version 3 of our major version of our node software this week in the mainnet. No issues so far. Our exchanges, Bittrex and Stacks, are already updated, and they're waiting for the switch, which will be around April 24th on block height 875500. So, and there are some other features we have built in. I need to go a little bit through the list and I need to cheat a little bit. So what we have done here is the proof of commitment. We said that. We have updated our smart contracts engine by more steps to be executable. This is important. That allows us to make more complex smart contracts. We are aiming, just on our medium and long-term roadmap, to make this DeFi compatible. Like that we can interact with our own asset system or token system on our platform. And maybe in the future, so we are aiming for kind of DAO stuff. This is a concept really new to me. So don't ask me about that right now. I need to study that to get more into it. We have a lot of code optimizations is normal, bug fixings, this is normal. We have something, this is very technical. I don't want to mention that, but we introduced an extended address format. I think this is out of the scope of this interview. It's a technical feature which is interesting more for account activation, making them available and secure in the blockchain. And there's something else what's coming up. This helped us on our decision to make POC Plus. This is the question. Burst has already 98% minted. And this is the adoption of our platform right now is not that where we see the risk that the mining, once all is minted, we will have a serious problem with the network. So what we have done so far, and this is serious, we decided to remove the cap in next year. So it's already in build code. That means that in the beginning of the next year, the mining reward will be fixed and it's not decreasing like it is doing right now. So we have now a decrease of 5% per month and we have already more than 98% minted. And that was the decision that we risk this. Like Ethereum has no cap. So we said, okay, it's no problem. We removed our cap, and then there will be a fixed value as mining reward in the future to keep the miners on board and make them happy, hoping for a price boost in that. But I have to say that this is one of the most, it's a very important decision, but we discussed this a lot. We try to involve as much people as possible to see what they think about that. So yeah, and this came up because we had historically wise some issues. Millions of pairs are lost because they were stuck in the delisting stuff from Polynex a few years ago, some scam stories. So this is all lost money. And so we can just slowly recover that, what's lost on that. So we know the risk about the inflation. It's pretty low. That what we calculated is like 0.5% per year if this is really an issue. But yeah, this is something, maybe this is the most criticizable update stuff we did there in that time. Okay, I hope that the people who were reading or hearing that, they're not say angry with us that we had this decision. But I think Ethereum is working fine with that. We're not copying Ethereum, but nobody knows what happens when all the Bitcoin are minted. So nobody knows exactly what will happen. So, and we're not in the position like Bitcoin. And so that was our decision we made.
Right. Okay, and I can get the controversy about it and perhaps the debate, because as soon as you said that, I was thinking, oh my God, they're going to increase the supply. The price will crash, except it hasn't with Ethereum. And I think the gold supply increases about 1% a year. So that's the amount that's mined every year, the new gold coming into the supply. It's 1% a year. And it hasn't really done any damage to the gold supply. What gold price, what has done damage is the naked shorting, the printing of paper gold, which isn't going to happen with Burstcoin and hasn't happened with Ethereum. I get it. So this new hard fork is going to make it more equitable, increase decentralization, allow for more complex functionality and programming, and it's going to remove the hard cap on the amount of coins that there will ever be.
Yeah.
Okay, and in terms of speed, any changes there?
No, not yet. We decided to make, well, this is not a baby step, this is a huge step, but we decided to make more hard forks more frequently. Mm-hmm. But we have, right after that, we have certain focus on certain things, especially we want to, this is something like we are bracing the miners right now, which is important. But we look into the adoption and use cases, I mean, real world use cases. And this is where the next focus will be on the smart contract engine. And we see all the NFT hype. This is something that we at first don't understand because NFT is something that we are kind of natural already to. So we have NFTs since 2019, we already experimented with that. And we have this Kohinoor experiment. This is kind of, if you look at it, we have a kind of virtual diamond NFT token, which was pretty successful, to be honest. I even wrote an NFT-based platform to register our tools and applications of the Burst ecosystem. There you are capable to donate to that tokens. It's called Depository, Burst Depository, and it works fine. So this is not an issue for us, but we don't want to be a copycat and say, okay, everybody's now on the NFT hype, so we will do the same. Now we are looking for more innovative solutions on that and trying, for example, to see a little bit more on the protection of intellectual property for artists, because right now the NFT is copyable the same way, it's just like you prove your ownership. And this is something that's kind of hilarious for me. I don't know why the people are spending so much money for that. It's a proof. I'm on that. Yeah, here, it's cryptographic proof. I own that. Yeah, okay, it's nice. But we are looking forward to other things, yeah. So this is what is coming up. And of course, we need to review a little bit. We see that other blockchain platforms are much faster in block times. This is something even still under debate. We don't know if we move around or will we do that. We have limitations. We cannot do a 3-second block time. This is impossible to do that because of the inherent algorithm we have. But I don't know. Maybe we work on that. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But it's like, this is something for the future. We are not seeing that right now on our roadmap.
Yeah,
but we're considering
Burstcoin isn't a slow coin. We're not talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum here, right? Those sorts of speeds is much, much faster. Now, I want to move on to the hard fork, which is if people have Burst in their wallet already, is there anything they need to do? Will you be letting them know, or they're just
absolutely? It's just for the node operators. That means like in the exchanges, and for the people who want to mine in pools. So we have adjusted pool software. So the pool operators, they need to upgrade to that pool software. But for the miners, there is nothing that's changed really. They can stay with the plots they have nowadays. But what they can do if they go on the newer versions of our wallets, so mentioning here the built-in wallet in the BT-Tax, this is also a wallet, or the classical wallet we have, which is coming with our node software. And nowadays we added additionally as an alternative, the modernized wallet, which we call the Phoenix wallet. I'm maintaining that wallet. I'm the developer of the wallet together with a guy. So shout out to Blanky here. And we adjusted that such that you can stake your commitment there. And this is the adjustment you have. You just like need these newer ones, and you need to wait until the commitment feature will be activated, which will around the 24th of April. And then you are able to stake your stuff. But there's for the hodlers or for the owners of Burstcoin, the wallet, it changed absolutely nothing. So it's very easy for them. This is the lowest effort for just a few specific people with certain operations on the network. Yeah.
Okay, and then will people need to keep their wallets open in order to stake?
No. Your wallet, I mean that you open the wallet, for example, you can use the Phoenix wallet. You have a new feature there. It's called add commitment. You can even revoke your commitment. There's kind of certain rules to revoke that. You cannot easily just add and revoke and revoke and add. But it's just a matter of time. And then you just like add this, and once it's added, it's in the network, and you can close your wallet and you're fine. It's no problem. And you're not losing that money. It's like once you stake that, it's still your money, but it's just like locked in.
Sure.
You can revoke that someday if you, for example, decide to not mine anymore. Then you have a small waiting time until you can revoke your burst, but you're not losing that. And it's if you're interested in that in mining, like I do, so I use that feature for the normal user who's just like, for example, trading, makes no change at all. It's just easy.
Fabulous, fabulous. That's very, very good. Okay, Oliver, is there anything else you want to let us know?
To be honest, I think I told everything which is important for that upcoming hub for it, and I just want to let you know that we are pretty active. I know that people looking sometimes at Burstcoin, seeing the market values and saying, okay, it's a shit coin. So, it's your opinion. But we are here in the community, and recently we got a lot of attention compared to the dry time, like you said that, the last year, which was a pretty hot year for us. But we are still alive, and we are more alive than ever. I think so.
Oh, you are very alive. This is not a dead coin, because you
not at all.
Prevailed. 7 years you've been going.
If somebody's interested in it to see how active we are in the development part, this kind is called FCAS, which is called the Fundamental Crypto Asset Score. You can see this under some clicks on the CMC Coin Market Cap, and we have integrated with them. This is a company behind that that makes this measurement over they iterate over the blockchain, and then they make some data engineering stuff. And you see that our development behavior, they even inspect the GitHub repositories, and our development behavior is always in A grade, close to S grade, which is the highest grade you can achieve. So market maturity is another metrics they have there. It's kind of weak, but we are growing right now. So we had like 2-digit growth in the last days and even weeks. So since we announced that 2 weeks ago, it's like kind of bursting. You said that, and we always look to that, because we take this serious, to see how is the blockchain usage, which is quite low right now. But we are a stable blockchain platform, and if they grow, I think we're pretty good prepared technically wise. So I don't expect many congestions if one day we're really going up. But just that, look at FCAS. This is proof that the coin is not there.
Great. I'll have the link to that in the description below. Now, you're really great technical wise, but what are you going to do to change people's awareness, to raise awareness about Burstcoin and to let people know about Burstcoin and that it's here and available? What plans are in progress for that?
Yeah, we have the collaboration with the bpsaa. So they have, especially Pirate Chain, they're great in marketing. This is something we lack. And they already gave us some lessons. They're still giving us lessons. And we have the luck that there's a new guy coming into, and he committed himself to help us on our marketing stuff. This is much harder than I ever expected to do that. And this is something we need to work on making it better, but we have kind of strategies on that and working on this hard to get the things done. So we're kind of preparing the strategy already. We're starting with the small actions right now. This is what we need to spread the word in better terms. It's not easy. It's hard work, and this, as a developer, is even harder for me to understand why certain things works and others doesn't. And so this is kind of weird to me. But we have that. We're working on that. We got a lot of ideas from community members, the new community members coming in. Many of them ask for a list on new exchanges. This is another debatable thing. Listing on exchanges is not that easy as most people think. So we need to work on all these fronts, but it's not easy to do. So yeah. So if there's somebody out there who said, "Yeah, I'm good at marketing," we embrace you. You're welcome.
Very good, very good. Okay, well, technically, there's things are moving, and then as you're saying, marketing, things are going to be moving, which could mean that the future for Burstcoin is very, very rosy, and that Burstcoin could burst forth even more. I just want to work that in. I'm going to have all the links in the description below, so people go check out this project and do your own due diligence, and go join the Telegram group and the Discord channel and ask all your questions that you need. And if you're looking for an altcoin, like a little under the radar altcoin that has great technology and is resilient and has an incredibly dedicated team behind it, then I think Burstcoin is worth a look. Oliver, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me. Everybody's watching, thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you hold Burstcoin, please pay me with the ticker symbol of Burst. Put that in your comment below. If there's any other cryptocurrency that you're interested in, give me the ticker symbol in the comments and like. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Oliver signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.